example, sitting at level 7. He's already got about 1,000 more net worth as well as a result of that.
Yeah, Dota is all about annoying your opponents. And that is something that XinQ is definitely doing. And on top of that, I find that he's rotating in a way that he is not showing himself on the lane ever. And therefore, just a threat of an arrow, like you don't really know where he is. Obviously, he's showing himself right now, finding yours, forcing him out of the jungle. That's also why we see the need for those deep wards that we saw PYW place. Because they do need to see on which side of the map XinQ is, so they can expect those arrows a little bit better.
Maybe having to place your wards a bit more defensively as well, rather than take that proactive measure can be a little bit annoying if you're wanting to be the playmaker on Vici Gaming's side. Yang getting chased down.
Yang is having some trouble. He already popped his stick charges. He doesn't have anything left. He just drops. He doesn't have a shield crash. And the swashbuckle was still on cooldown. I don't think that he was expecting that he could just die like that. But he did.
The Yang gang had to pull out of the race, unfortunately. But I was a little confused about why Eurus was rotating through. They actually caught out the Alchemist.
Yeah, the arena is there. Nothing to say, nothing to do. He just dies. He can actually not do anything. If he's caught in that arena, what are you going to do? You're an Alchemist. Are you going to try to hit the Mars? No. You can have a staring contest. That's about it.
Especially with that one value point in the bulwark, going up against a melee hero in the mid lane, it just means it's an absolute staple.
Yeah. Nothing to say is, of course, a relative new addition to the Ehome squad. Ehome has, well, they changed after the Chengdu major. Have not been able to qualify for anything until it was Vici Gaming that decided to not play in the qualifiers for the LA major, and that, according to many, allowed Ehome to qualify for the LA major. And so they're, you know, in a way, this is a little bit of a match to see who truly is the better squad, seeing if Ehome can prove themselves against the arguably best team in China at the moment. Yeah,
maybe they're a little bit of the kryptonite, just making them unable to get in here. We can see Enigma as well. Oh, I hear something happening there. No, not quite connecting with the Spear of Mars. We've seen the Enigma going again for the Necronomicon. Very much the flavor of the month these days, and you can see why it gives away so little damage if it goes down. No, don't think anyone will be dying. It's getting to the stage now where Vici Gaming's heroes do have that survivability potential. Not if you get caught out like this, though.
Yeah, he really wants to get some kills here. He gets disarmed by Yang, though, and Yang gets his roll off. The arrow will not connect this time around. Yang still having to be careful. The right clicks are there. He is able to roll away fast enough to be secure. There are 4 heroes of Ehome on his top lane. Oh, XinQ finds himself. PYW with the leap will be able to get him with the second Star Storm falling down.
Got really deep here.
Meantime, middle as well. I mean, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. The moment that everybody is showing on the map, which they just did, Ehome was showing that they had 4 people top. And that means Alchemist has got no support. That means every time Mars puts an arena around him, he almost just guaranteed dies.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that XinQ, even though he's been playing fantastically on this Mirana, didn't use any of his leap charges to chase down that Pangolier as he was running away on like, what, 10% HP? Or Enigma, he's going to go down as well.
Yeah. He was... Everybody else left, he's like, I can get this last wave of creeps, surely.
Nope.
Nope. He cannot,
not this time.
Cannot. Oh, now that is a great Mirana item. XinQ finds himself an Ocean Heart. What more do you want from a, like, at the moment, the ultimate roaming hero? Like, from all the 10 heroes on the map, this is the most mobile one in terms of wanting to be on all sides of the map at the same time. Oh, don't run through the river when there's a Medusa on the other end, though. This is pretty scary. Oh,
more than double your level as well.
Yeah. Maybe baited Ori in enough for Eurus to do something, or Silent to do something here, though. Ricky is unfortunately not able to do all that much. He will be able to be safe, but you gotta be careful there. Bottom lane, we finally have a black hole. Eurus stuck in it. He does get the spear out, but that does not change his fate.
It's becoming a bit of a trend, right? Rotating through with multiple heroes, trying to get a kill onto someone, and either getting a support that had already used all of their tools, or not getting anyone at all. And then a high priority hero dying. It was previously the Alchemist, and now it was oh, really nice RCQ.
Yeah, that was some next level play. Like he got the double star off, and he managed to kill the Pango off right before he started the roll. The roll at least didn't go on cooldown, so that is, you know, silver linings for Yang there. But that was a really good kill, and that is a kill that I don't think should happen. That's a position 4 killing off a position 3, and like regardless, actually, XinQ is having an amazing game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've only got about 1,200 gold away from the Radiance being picked up by Nothing to Say. You can see he's trying to avoid a lot of this aggression.
Oh, Nothing to Say. It's so... Okay, they do really not like him. I don't think that Chain Frost was necessary, but maybe they were just worried about who else was coming in and they just wanted to kill him off fast.
Just out of range.
How are you gonna keep your map safe for the Alchemist to farm?
Yeah, right. I mean, I feel like they've got some nice early timings, especially on XinQ. He's obviously had that early Wraith Band, so he's doing damage in the team fights. He picked up the Vlads right on the 12-minute mark. But if your Alchemist is dying as a result of, you know, pretty good rotations actually coming through from Vici Gaming,
yeah,
it's, you know, that was your win condition. You've got to make sure he survives.
You really do. He does have, yeah, he has his relic. It's not a bad timing. Oh, Yang. Just be careful here. You know, you got the Malefice on him, and he will be picked off. Sylar will get the last hit there. DY just coming in to show support. Oh, XinQ walks past the ward. They want to take him down. The silence is there. Eurus coming from the wraparound. Can he spare this Marana cat lady? No, he cannot. Or maybe he just doesn't want to try. There is an Oracle standing behind XinQ, ready to protect him if he needs to. The chase is on. The arrow will not connect, though. And the catch is limited. Dreamcoil coming out as well from PYW. They really want to try and make something happen here. Sylar is the one that is really low, and Ori is here as well. I'm not sure if that's going to save anybody. The false promise is, in this case, most likely very, 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 very false. Ori indeed dominating right now. How are you going to stop this Medusa? I'm going to change my question here, because it is no longer how are you going to have your Alchemist farm, but how are you going to slow down the Medusa's farm?
Yeah, especially the killing spree gold as well. That was a 5 kill streak going the way from Sylar into Ori, so that's nearly 600 gold going his way. The rich get richer.
It really does. Oh, I'm not sure if we can call Alchemist rich enough at this point. He once again gets stuck in the arena of blood. At least he gets bounced to the other sound, but he gets bounced back in as well. I mean, like, he can't do anything. He doesn't, like, when he doesn't have his ultimate, and even, like, he was in his ultimate, wasn't he? Like, that doesn't matter. There's too much damage coming out. And then when you get a Radiance, is that really going to be enough? Like, are you going to be able to live once you have your Radiance? I mean, he has his Radiance, but are you going to be able to live? I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't really provide too much in terms of survivability. A lot of the damage coming through from Vici's side ignores the mischance that's actually happening there, you know. Puck doesn't really care too much. Mars is always going to be able to get off the spear, the ultimate, as well as the God's Rebuke, and it's just a crazy amount of damage coming out for him.
Yeah. We started this game, and the panel started this game saying it is Ehome that has to get an edge in this game, and I think it is safe to say that they failed to do that.
Yes.
So what is plan B?
Pray would be a good start.
No, I mean, it's still only 3k gold difference. The kill score is fairly even. There must still be more that they can do. They have got a great arsenal for fights. That being said, Vici Gaming got maybe a little bit more, like, better arsenal of fights, but there's definitely still things they can do.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is, it's entirely dependent on what this Dusa does in team fights. You just feel like if Ori joins a team fight that he wants to, it's just an instant win for Vici Gaming. You can see he's TPing in onto this mid lane and they immediately just all back out. There's nothing that they can do against this level 15 Medusa. The extra Mystic Snake mana gain. He's got the Manta style finished up as well, and Alchemist is still, what, 3,000 gold away from finishing up his BKB, so he's not ready to fight yet.
He is not, and everybody on the side of Vici Gaming, maybe apart from DY on his Lich, is rotating into this middle lane. Sylar has to be very careful there. Oh, they're actually going for the backline, or rather for the Oracle, who was this time not on the backline. I think that's going to be it for him, so no false promise. They still want to try and fight this one. Arena of Blood is here, but so is the black hole from Faith Beyond, but there's no damage to go through it, and this Alchemist is just getting stunned up, getting stoned up, and just dying. The buyback was there from Y, but to what end?
Yeah, there's really nothing they can do. You know, 6-0 and 4 Medusa at the 16-minute mark. Level 16, Alchemist is 0-5 and 1. It's not looking very good at all for Ehome. And you were talking before about the net worth looking relatively similar. It seems nice, but if you've got an Alchemist, you want to have a decent lead at that point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the net worth is also rapidly changing in favor of Vici Gaming. XinQ is trying to do what he can to slow down the pressure coming out from Vici Gaming, the push, but can they even kill anybody? That's the question we asked at the start as well. You know, you have got this great setup into Arrow, but even if you Arrow, who can you actually take down? Everybody is so sturdy on the side of Vici Gaming. XinQ, oh! Didn't leap out of this Arena Blood in time. Will fall. No buyback available for him. Jump forward, getting Sylar. The silence is there, but they don't have the detection just yet. Now there it is, but he's already on the high ground, being pushed to the high ground by Eurus.
A little bit of a lucky incident there, getting pushed up.
It really was. In the meantime, nothing to say is still trying to get his farm going. He needs that BKB, and then he probably needs another 10 to 15 minutes before he feels comfortable enough to have decent fights. But by that time, this Medusa, how are you gonna take him down? They got the defusal on the side of Ricky. That's nice, but it's not enough. Butterfly is complete. It's looking pretty grim for Ehome at this point.
I mean, they did get some okay item timings on XinQ as well as the Ricky there. He's got his Diffusal Blade now, so he's ready to fight. You've got the Vlads on the Mirana, so she's ready. Oracle doesn't really need all too much. He doesn't even have boots yet, though, so that's very, very rough. And nearly finishing up the Blink Dagger on the Enigma. So I think the play here for Ehome is get level 12 on the Enigma, farm up the Blink Dagger. Hopefully by then the Alchemist will have his BKB as well, and then try and take a team fight. And if you lose, you lose. But you got to go for something before the Deucer can get even more out of control.
That's true. I do hear a lot of ifs in what I just said. It's a lot of guessing. You kind of also have to hope Vici Gaming messes up here and there. They seem to be very prone on sticking together a lot. Like they are almost always at least on the same half, somewhat on the map. Close enough together that one person can survive long enough for the rest to come in. Moonlight Shadow coming out. They actually did see Ricky here. Do they have more detection? The silence coming out. I don't think they have more detection for the moment, and that means Sylar jumps to the low ground. The dust now comes out from DY Ori.
Doesn't hit him.
No. He's fine.
He's able to get away. So that is a couple of, well, a Dream Coil being used is pretty huge. It means that you can feel somewhat safe for the next 50 seconds, and that's going to be pretty vital when you're standing around these bounty runes trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah, and they are trying to make stuff happen, that's for sure. They are not able to kill off DY, and the Arena of Blood will make sure that Sylar does not continue chasing
Arrow.
DY. Eurus completely out of mana. There is the Chain Frost. Will he get some lucky bounces? It's all he has to hope for as he is gone. Eurus is living though, so in a way, DY just died for the greater good. And I don't think he feels too sad about that, especially not since the rest of his team is chasing down Ehome, at least forcing them back. This was all the aggression that Ehome had. Like, that was it. Obviously,
you still got this Blink Black Hole though. Yeah. That is the one little silver lining, but if you don't have the rest of your team to back you up, XinQ's not going to take out an entire team, even though he's playing insanely well.
I think you want to only use the Black Hole when it's a good one, right? There's a lot of pressure.
They've just used the smoke.
Another Dream Coil coming out. That is Enigma dead before he can use the Black Hole. And in the meantime, Mars is taking quite the beating from Nothing to Say, but not enough to lock him down, not enough to kill him off. Nothing to Say is the one trying to run his BKB charge already over. Nobody dead. Only Eurus a little bit bruised on the side of Vici Gaming. Sylar jumping in, jumping forward, getting speared in the Arena of Blood though, and Yang will finish him off together with Ori. Nothing to Say can actually not do anything in this fight.
Not wanting to use the false promise just yet. Oh, actually connects the arrow onto the Deucer, but she's not dying at any point in this game just yet.
You don't want to go for that.
Yeah, relatively though, nothing to say is catching up in terms of the net worth, and it's absolutely what you want to see as an alchemist, but will it be enough to make sure that there's some way for them to come back into this game? We can see it's an AC that he's building into next, just for a bit of his own survivability, as well as the rest of his teams, but while he's continuing to farm that up, it's looking like a Roshan for Vici Gaming.
Would you even give it to the Medusa, or would you say give it to Eurus, because he's the one that is on the front lines?
I mean, I think Mango is going to be the one picking it up.
Nah, she freed up a slot, so she's got it. But yeah,
she's not dying, though.
She's not dying, exactly. Yeah. She's 8-0-5. She's doing quite okay, I'd say.
I mean, maybe just wanting the absolute insurance. I mean,
Moonlight Shadow, or people with dust. Yes, there it is. And this time, no hope.
Well, 30 seconds. They're going to want to continue to push this forward as much as they can.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. He's walking up, trying to grab the plate mail and maybe the Hyperstone, going for the all-in play. Yeah.
Why not? Let's see.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
He's short on the buyback, trying to cut the wave, maybe?
Yeah, he has to, because he can't fight them head on, right? So he needs to do something. And cutting the wave, it's at least something. They're hoping that the backdoor protection will soon turn on, but it's too late to save that melee Rex. And to be honest, I think they can also just right-click through it. Backdoor protection still not kicking in, also because this top lane is of course pushing in, so cutting the mid wave did not do enough. Stun still hits up on Ori.
You can just see the way that the way they're taking these team fights on Vici is just so coordinated. Eurus is standing in on the front lines. He just puts his big shield up and says, "You know what, Ori? Yeah, you do your thing. We'll be fine."
Yeah, Faith Beyond is has got all the pressure on him now. He has to wait for everybody to come together for this big black hole, but it's not happening. Nobody is grouping up. The positioning of Vici Gaming is perfect. Ori is taking quite a beating, and there is the black hole on the
rest of the team's gonna die.
While the Aegis is being popped on Ori, and this is the fight that Ehome was waiting for. The buyback is there as well from Sylar. He wants to take down. No more mana left for Ori. Still had something left in the tank. He can stand there and hit, but that was exactly needed. That was the AC. The AC actually helped the team survive through the right clicks and the split shots off the Medusa. That was a great fight for Ehome. Brilliant black hole.
The composure, from Faith Beyond to be able to say, look, I think if I use the black hole while the Deuce is alive, it's really not going to make much of a difference. You know, we're not going to kill her during that, and the rest of the team's just going to counter it. But when this Deuce is about to die, you start to panic a little bit on Vici Gaming and just taking advantage of the mindset that might have been coming through. The save your mate syndrome is what we call it down in Australia. Just wanting to make sure that, you know, your carry that you've just given the Aegis to that's leading in your net worth is going to live. But now we can see it's the Alchemist who's taken a bit of a lead here. Not anywhere near completely back into the game, but they've given themselves a fighting chance.
They really have, and this fight going their way allows them to get that tier 1 mid tower, which is so important strategically, and on top of that it gives them enough gold that almost the whole squad, other than of course Sylar, that just bought back, has buyback again. Mirana is like 300 gold off, but that should be fixed with a couple of bounty runes here and there, and a little bit more money that she's getting from farming.
Sylar.
Oh, Sylar, that is a dieback. Oh dear.
That's a big mistake.
Not good. And a Dream Coil up on Oracle. He does pop the Dream Coil in an attempt to run away, but does not have anything else to save him. He has to use a False Promise on himself. He's got stick charges as well. Is the heal going to be enough? It doesn't look like it is. He didn't even use the False Promise. He knows that he has to save that for his teammates. He saves that for when the buyback is there. Ooh, Fortification was just on, so Xingqiu does not get the creeps killed. It at least gets them away from the tower, though. This tier 3 tower that is no longer standing, that is.
Yeah, they know that they can't fight without this black hole up online, and it's still another 45 seconds until it's available, so I would have thought that Sylar might have tried to play a little more passively, just to make sure he avoided dying.
Has got his BKB up, he was looking for targets to kill, and he found himself the Mars. But there is the Stone Gaze, and that is too much for him to bear. In the meantime, Yang making sure that nobody can do anything on the back lines, disarming left, right, and center, and just being a nuisance. A GG is called as Ehome lose the first game of this best of 3. Vici Gaming being victorious.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple of positioning mistakes there on Ehome, costing them badly.
Yeah.
I mean, some great individual players coming from XinQ as well as Faith Beyond there on his Enigma, but just wasn't quite enough to be able to secure it for them, despite that slight comeback that they had.
Yeah, it really wasn't enough. Vici Gaming, we know that they came out ahead in the draft a little bit, and that the pressure was on Ehome, and it started out pretty good, but unfortunately, for game one, it wasn't enough. They're gonna have to come up with maybe something different for game number 2.
Well, thank you, Sheever. Thank you, Danog. And we'll take it back here. Boys, we did say in the draft that Ehome, they needed an edge, but in that game, it felt like the only edge they were feeling were the arrow tips from that Medusa.
Yep. We said that they needed to have a good lane for Ricky, which, in all honesty, they did have. I think that was their best lane overall. Ricky had a pretty good laning stage, transitioned well into this hero that just rotates across the map. Didn't necessarily have the diffusal that early, but got 2 Raid Bands Electricity and started making moves. I think their biggest problem was you can't not speak about this. Was Alchemist just dying way too many times on that mid lane and around that mid lane. Either going for the runes and just dying to Mars ulti when he is 10 seconds away from his ultimate. For some reason, Alchemist goes to try and pick up the rune with 10 seconds away from his ulti when he's on 30% HP. Then gets caught in the jungle as well. But yeah, it's not just easy to blame the Alchemist.
Just the problem is the Alch's got to carry the torch for the whole team, right? Ricky's used to just kind of... He's
invisible.
The map. Sure, yeah. Enigma is just kind of farming, trying to get core items online. There's no one to make things happen for the Alch. And that's what I feel like is missing from the draft. There's no pressure that can be applied. And if you look at this lineup of Vici Gaming, they've got so many heroes. Pangolier can just run around freely. Who threatens Pangolier? Who threatens even Puck or Mars? These heroes can just casually do as they please and just harass enemy jungle. Medusa as well, same deal, where he's just free farming. And there's no possible way you're going to be able to kill him as Ehome.
I think that's Mirana. What we're talking about, that's this Mirana pick. If you pick a Mirana without a clear path, without a clear vision in mind while you're picking that hero, it kind of comes down to this. I see XinQ, he was hitting those arrows early on. He got an early Vlad's as well, which is a pretty good item for them. But by the time he got that Vlad's, Alchemist already died 3-4 times. Medusa was 2k ahead, and that should never happen early on in the game. And you can see Mirana just sitting behind the tier 1, shooting arrows, then sitting behind tier 2, shooting arrows. You know, there's no action. You're never really forcing them to play on their side of the map so that some of that pressure that they're putting on Alchemist is alleviated.
And they have so many peels too. You have Lich Armor to help keep your allies alive. You can see there, Eurus in a ton of trouble, but the Medusa just pops Stone Gaze and goes and stands on top of him. That freezes the Alch through his BKB. Boom, Mars ult comes off, the fight's over, Alch dies. And that's the GG. Just really, I think, an outplay, outdraft, but not really an outdraft in a sense. It's more of, it's a much easier game for Vici to win.
It's a much easier game for Vici to win